Today I'll be reviewing Boruto chapter 38, He's Bad News. And I don't think the title could get any more accurate than that. This chapter was completely insane. In this chapter, Naruto and Sasuke were getting wrecked. Naruto ended up getting sealed. And after this chapter, we can also make sense of the events of chapter 1 where it's seemingly Kawaki telling Boruto, I'll send you where I sent the 7th. And we also got the name of a new Otsusuki who's actually the one in control of Jigen. And I'll get to about that as I'm going through the chapter. So, the chapter starts with Naruto or Sasuke giving Naruto the breakdown on Jigen and what he's learned about him and his similarities to the Otsutsuki who have invaded Earth so far. And he tells Naruto that he basically has the same plan as Kaguya to drain the Earth. So then Sasuke turns on his Susanoo and says, we just gotta take this guy out now. No questions asked. I like how Sasuke is just going straight into it. Unlike Naruto with his fight with Delta where he was trying to probe her and get information out of it, Sasuke decided that we need to get rid of him now. He has the Ten Tails and the same powers as Kaguya. That's literally all you need to know. And Naruto is just hardly keeping up with the information. So Sasuke turns on his Susanoo and Naruto maxes out too. The only difference is Naruto was fighting at his max, I believe. Like, he was fighting to the fullest of his capabilities. Meanwhile, Sasuke wasn't because he had to leave enough chakra so that he could return to the leaf. Something else that we kind of got confirmed in this chapter was that Jigen wasn't able to send Sasuke when he went into the other world with him back in the last chapter because he was surprised that Sasuke knew about the world at all. Now let's talk about their fight. Jigen was completely ready for them. So Naruto turns on his like Biju mode and Sasuke with his full Susanoo form. And so Jigen's just like, so this is you two going all out? Fine, show me what you've got for my own enlightenment. So then Sasuke tries to slice him with the Susanoo sword, and he's just like, oh, the legendary Susanoo? Its speed isn't all that impressive. What about its defense? And then he one-shot kicks Sasuke out of the Susanoo. After seeing that alone, I think that should give you a clear indication of how strong he is, because Naruto and Sasuke now are stronger than they were when they fought Kaguya, and this guy just kicks him out of the Susanoo. After that, we see him just punch Naruto out of his Biju mode too. And we see Naruto and Sasuke using a lot of their old strategies, like their switch with the Rinnegan, but that doesn't work either. And Jigen's just like, oh yeah, nice try though. And then Sasuke tries to cut Jigen's head off. No joke, no chill. And he just grows more of those chakra rods from the side of his neck to block his sword. And Jigen's just like, so are you guys done wasting chakra? And so after all their attacks fail, Sasuke goes for his last resort finisher, the Amaterasu Flames. And Jigen's just like, the Amaterasu, black flames that'll just burn everything. And he's just like, well, not that that applies to me. And I'm pretty sure with that, Jigen has reached a whole new tier of being broken. Because when Sasuke tried that on Kaguya back in the day, I believe that she had to avoid that. But the fact that Jigen can just absorb it with no problem is like, yeah, this doesn't affect me. I think at that point, it was time for Naruto and Sasuke to just pack it up. And with that, we transition over to the most pivotal part of the chapter where Sasuke is just nearly out of energy and he can't fight because he needs to keep a certain amount of energy so that he can leave with his space-time ninjutsu later. And then we see Jigen's like center stomach just crack. And before Naruto and Sasuke can even speculate on it, Jigen stabs them and says that he's going to seal Naruto because it would take too much time to kill him. And something that I found kind of strange is that he was able to basically do to them what Madara did to the 5 Kage, but he wouldn't have had enough time to finish off Naruto, so that already puts a limit on his powers. Because I know a lot of people are mad because they think Jigen is too broken, where has he been all this time? I guess the counter argument for that is we don't know how long Jigen's been this strong, plus later on in the chapter we find out that he has an Otsutsuki inside of him. But to get back to the point that I was getting at before, Jigen has a limit to how long he can fight despite his power. So that makes me wonder if he were to keep fighting and Naruto and Sasuke were to get back up, could they have won? Because we don't know if the limit to it seems that he has a physical limit, not an actual limit to his power, but if his physical limit slowed him down, would that have like made the Amaterasu work on him? Would that have slowed down his karma ability to absorb? Would his reaction time slow down? Would Sasuke going for his neck again actually have worked? Would Naruto's punches have done more damage? We literally don't know. So as Jigen has Naruto and Sasuke pinned down, he basically gives them the option, or rather Sasuke the option, to leave or die. But for him to leave, he'd have to leave Naruto to die. And Naruto didn't even give him time to think. Naruto just sends out his shadow clones immediately after hearing that to buy Sasuke some time to escape. And Sasuke says it'll be pretty hopeless without you. And Naruto says same right back at you. And Naruto says I won't go down easily though. And Naruto pretty much just makes the ultimate sacrifice so Sasuke can get away. I like how they both acknowledge that they both need each other and their powers to beat this guy. And in the end, Sasuke gets away and leaves Naruto behind. And this is seemingly the biggest decision slash moment in the Boruto series so far, because now we don't know if Naruto is stuck here until the time skip. Is this what Kawaki was referring to when he said, I'll send you where I sent the seventh? Like, has Naruto been here for at least 3 years? Was that Naruto's final act as a Hokage? I'm not too sure about that at all, but I still think Naruto made the right decision in the end. Because from a completely logical standpoint, Jigen can't completely drain Naruto because he doesn't have the stamina. And plus, Naruto has a better life force to survive since he's an Uzumaki. And he has the Nine Tails chakra. And from Sasuke's side, Sasuke has all the information about Jigen's abilities that he couldn't tell him before. Because before we got to this point, Sasuke said that he had figured out some of Jigen's abilities, but only got to tell Naruto one of them, and that's the ability to shrink stuff. And that was before Jigen transformed. Plus, Sasuke can tell the others about Jigen's abilities and his potential connection to the Otsutsuki and Kaguya, which Naruto can't do because he didn't see what Sasuke saw in the other world. There's also the fact that Sasuke can use space-time ninjutsu and Naruto can't. Plus, Sasuke is the smarter one, so leaving the plan up to him would make more sense. And on the flip side, Naruto's the most rusty. So ultimately, I think this was the correct choice to make in this moment. And at the end of the chapter, Naruto just asks Jigen why he wouldn't kill him. And I want to say Naruto was trying to probe him to get information out of him, but either way, Kurama is just like, shut it. He didn't have business with us anyway. And I like how it's Kurama to bring Naruto back to his senses, because there's really no point in getting this guy all pissed off when he's already beaten you today with Sasuke at your side. But what does get Naruto riled up is when he says he does have interest in Boruto, who has the karma. And then after that, before Naruto could even like respond to him or give any threats, he just says, I'll throw those words right back at you. And then Jigen seals him away in the pot and shrinks it. So now Naruto is stuck sealed in a pot in some random Otsutsuki dimension. So I'm wondering how Sasuke is going to track him, because if he's sealed, his chakra connection is cut off from the world. And Jigen shrunk the pot, so now it's going to be extra hard to find them. So trying to track down Naruto later is going to be a whole process, unless Sasuke can just memorize the coordinates of where he last found Naruto and get back there like that. It's going to be hard to find him later. So after that, we get the voice that's been talking to Jigen throughout his fight and says that he's not worthy to be the vessel of Isshiki Otsutsuki, and he calls him a defective failure, which is pretty much confirmation that Jigen is currently a vessel for the Otsutsuki, which to me pretty much confirms the fact that he isn't an Otsutsuki, because when an Otsutsuki takes another Otsutsuki's power, they kind of just absorb them into them. We saw that when Kinshiki or Momoshiki did it to Kinshiki, but he seems to need a vessel to hold his power. One thing I pointed out in my last review is that every Otsutsuki so far has had white hair with few exceptions. So one thing I thought of is maybe he's a descendant of an Otsutsuki, so maybe that gives him the compatibility to become a vessel. Something else I mentioned in my last review is that this could all be a chain of people in command, similar to what was going on in the second half of the Naruto series, where it was Pain who's being controlled by Obito. Obito was controlled by Madara, and then Zetsu controlled Madara, and then Kaguya was controlling Zetsu, and then Kaguya was sent to do her job by the Otsutsuki clan leader and king. And so far as we know, we have the Kara who works for Jigen, or maybe the Kara members are all part of the Otsutsuki clan or connected to them in some way. So, but for simple purposes, we're going to have the Kara works for Jigen. Jigen is working for Isshiki, and Isshiki is possibly working for the clan leader, who we know has the same plan, or Isshiki has the same plan to harvest the chakra fruit on Earth and bring it to them. Based on what Sasuke was speculating his plan was in the beginning of the chapter. One other thing I want to point out is that Ishiki's name means set or complete set in Japanese. So I'm thinking he's the last Otsutsuki who came to Earth. He was Kaguya's partner. And with him and Kaguya, Isshiki, Momoshiki, and Kinshiki, that'd be the complete set of Otsutsuki who have tried to harvest the chakra fruit when they came to Earth. And the last thing I want to talk about is the final pages of the chapter where Sarada goes looking for Naruto and finds Kawaki holding up Naruto's picture with his new arm, and then it falls at probably the same time and moment that Naruto has been sealed because his chakra has been cut off from the world. Naruto also said in the previous chapter that connecting the arm would be as simple as like creating a shadow clone. And that just goes to show you that Naruto isn't even strong enough right now to create a shadow clone. I like the symbolism in these last two pages because Naruto's power has been cut off and removed from the rest of the world, and that also takes away his connection to Kawaki and whatever connection Kawaki feels towards him. And as he's holding Naruto's picture, his arm that Naruto's power uses to keep him together, while he's holding Naruto's picture, it falls along with Naruto. So not only did Naruto fall, but his connection to him too. And on that last panel, all you see is Kawaki's broken arm on top of Naruto's shattered picture. This chapter was really something else. I think it's all leading us to what's going to be the time skip happening later on. And one other thing I want to point out before I get to that is the fact that in both the anime and the manga in chapter and episode 1, they don't show Kawaki's arm when he encounters Boruto. Like that broken arm, they don't show it at all. So we don't know if Kawaki ends up getting a new one or if he just leaves it like that. I think that would help us confirm to know if it's actually Jigen or Kawaki, because if he doesn't have a new arm, we can assume that it's Kawaki because Kawaki is only going to want to use the arm that Naruto gave him. But if he does have a new arm, we know that it's either Jigen or Urashiki, not Urashiki, Isshiki, who's in control. I think after the next chapter and this one, we'll be questioning who's in control in that fight. Is that Jigen inside Kawaki's body, or is it Isshiki? Isshiki or Jigen, either way, it's a problem. But is it going to be Kawaki or one of those two? And one last question I have is, since Naruto is gone, who do you think will take the role of Hokage? I think Kakashi will just take his place while he's gone, like what the third did when Minato died. We may also see Sakura as the 8th Hokage, because we all know Konohamaru's not ready. And Sakura is the only one, Sakura and Kakashi are the only two people strong enough with name recognition who could lead the village at this point in time. You may also throw in Shikamaru, but I don't think he's as strong or even half as strong as either of those two. The only reason I'm not including Sasuke is because he has to prepare to save Naruto or potentially fight Isshiki by himself, because we have no idea how long Naruto's in there. From this point in time, from this chapter, it's presumably until the time skip, because he said Kawaki says in episode 1, presumably Kawaki, he says, I'll send you where I sent the 7th, even though it was Jigen who sent him somewhere. So if it was Jigen who sent him somewhere, we can assume that Jigen is inside Kawaki's body during the time skip, and that Naruto's been inside that seal since this moment of time until the events of episode 1. Unless Naruto gets free, and then Kawaki himself puts him, or sends him somewhere else, I don't see what else could possibly be going on right now. And like I was saying before, this is all definitely leading us towards the time skip, in my opinion. It could happen within chapters. It could happen by next year. But I think it's coming eventually. It's coming sooner than we think. The story is definitely getting more darker and serious as we go. The manga doesn't have the slice of life vibes that the anime has. Like, the manga is consistent plot progression. While the anime covers all the character development stuff, the manga is covering all the plot completely. Aside from the new content, like the current arc in the anime right now with the Urashiki stuff, there isn't really much reason to watch the manga if you're watching Naruto as if you're reading Boruto as a continuation of Naruto for the plot. You should just come over straight to the manga. Like if you need to convince anybody, this is your argument. Because I feel as though we definitely know enough about the current characters as to where we don't really need the anime to give us filler on them. I don't get what the point of these random filler arcs are. Not the one that we're in right now, but like these random character development arcs that we keep getting in the anime for characters that don't appear in the manga. Anyways, that aside, to end this review, I'll say that I'll be making a video tomorrow or as soon as possible on whether Jigen is actually an Otsutsuki. And one last thing is happy anniversary to Naruto, since its first chapter was released September 21st, 1999. So it's been exactly 20 years since the first chapter, and now the story of Naruto is complete and we're in its sequel. I heard that the anime is doing a special next month in October to celebrate its 20th anniversary where Boruto is going to be meeting Naruto, so that should be cool to see. It sounds like a better movie idea for like similar to what we got with Naruto in the Last Tower, but that's neither here nor there. Let me know what you thought of this chapter in the comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching, and bye.